Okay, in continuation with the pivot table, the pivot table requires a predefined columns. Sometimes the columns information is or the pivot table options is hidden inside some other column. For example, this date. Now this date contains, we know it's day, month and year. But also we have a information about the week number. So let me create a column here with week number and use the formula uh, equal to WEEKNUM and select this date and just close. It will give a week number. So now if I have this column available, I can have the week number of all these dates. For the next couple of videos we need two tables, and for that let's create those tables in this video. So we need a first table where let me make a one more worksheet. So I'll go to insert pivot table. I have to do this step once again because new column has been added, that's why. Now my pivot table should contain business potential on the columns, service provider on the row, category also on the row, the first name, the last name in the row, and in the values we want duration. And this values should not be sum of the durations, it should be the average of the duration, and that I can do by two options, two ways. Either I can right click here, go to the value field setting, that's what we did in the earlier video. Also I can select from here, you can see there is an inverted triangle button here, click on that, value field setting, and rest of the steps are same. Average, okay. I can adjust the decimal place of this averages by selecting all of them, go to the home tab, and here we have a decimal place adjuster, so I can select reduce the decimal places. Let me put it only one and all of them in the center. Now this table is not in a proper format, so let me have a table in a rectilinear format kind of a thing. So right click in the pivot table, go to the pivot table options, go to the display tab and select classic pivot table layout. Click OK. Okay, so what it has done, this rows where we have a 4 parameters which were already stacked up, now they have been different, they have been put in a different column. Let's say service provider, category, first and last. But we see some of the rows as total in between. Let's say we don't want to have those totals, so I can right click here and remove the subtotal. Again do the same thing here, again do the same thing here, and so now we have a neat and clean table available here. Let's copy this information from the cell number A4 to G71 into a new fresh worksheet. Worksheet can be prepared with this click. Paste into cell A1, adjust the column width and give this worksheet a name as duration detail. Let me check, that's duration detail. Similarly, I'll go back to that my pivot table. I want to create one more pivot table with categories in the row. So let me remove this rest of the parameters. And instead of business potential, I want the week number. So let's say week number. And that's how I'm have here. So now I will select the data from A4 to E13. So I want to, just because this week number 40 was halfway, so I want to just have this much data. A4 to E13, Control C, put in a new worksheet and rename the worksheet as name as category, oh sorry, category week duration. So with the pivot table, we have created a two separate worksheet. Now these are static. If you double click, nothing is going to happen here. That's all. So in the next video, we'll see how to create these two tables like other than pivot table.